Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, backlash mounting over a 110-year sentence given to the 26-year-old truck driver who was convicted for killing 4 people in a crash in Colorado back in 2019.
Outside with live cam, our weather team nailed the forecast this weekend. It is Christmas week, and we're starting out with quite a few clouds and a bit on the chilly side. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, December 20th.
Thanks for joining us. 20th, wow, closer to Christmas. Definitely the weather this weekend made me feel like it was going to be Christmas.
Yeah, it was much more December-like for sure. Mike, you spent all last week telling us it might be a stay-inside kind of weekend, and it was.
Yes, indeed. And you may want to throw the covers back over your head again this morning because it's pretty chilly out there. I like your Christmas tie, by the way. The funny thing is, though, once we get into Christmas and the first few days of winter, because winter officially begins tomorrow, so much for feeling like winter because the heat's going to come back. This morning it is pretty chilly out there. And yeah, we do have a couple of clouds hanging around. So that's helped to keep temperatures up a little bit more. I think the clouds kind of clear out a little bit sooner. We'll drop down to about the mid-40s this morning, and then got some clearer skies out there in parts of the hill country. And so that's why it is a lot chillier out there. And we've got some fairly dry air. So if we were to get completely clear skies right now, we could actually drop down to about 40. I don't think we're going to do that, though. And there's not much of a breeze out there this morning. Mountain cedar did go down despite the fact we had those big winds. So I think we're kind of speculating that maybe some of the rain washed a little bit of the mountain cedar out of the atmosphere. Mold is on the moderate side. And of course, throughout the day, we're going to have plenty of sunshine, and it is going to be on the chilly side. We'll only be in the upper 50s. So yes, the last full day of fall is definitely going to feel like winter. Then we kind of swap things as we get into winter officially. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Mike, thank you very much. New this morning, San Antonio police responded to a head-on crash on the city's north side overnight. Happened just after 1 a.m. at the intersection of Woodlawn and Blanco. SAPD says the driver of a car was trying to turn left onto Blanco and crashed head-on with a truck with a man and woman inside. 2 people were taken to a hospital in stable condition. No serious injuries were reported. Police say the driver of the car was being assessed for a possible DWI. In Colorado, outrage growing after a truck driver was sentenced to more than 100 years in prison for a deadly crash.
Now some of his fellow truckers are threatening to boycott the state, and millions of people are coming to their side. ABC's Andrew Dimbert explains.
I don't know why I'm alive.
Even after a passionate plea to a judge, a truck driver was sentenced to 110 years in prison for a fiery and deadly pileup on a Colorado highway. Now, outrage online is sparking backlash from truckers across the country. Rohel Aguilar Mederos was sentenced after a jury found him guilty for the tragic Colorado wreck in 2019. His big rig slammed into dozens of stopped cars, caused an explosion, killing 4 people. Aguilar Mederos claimed he had lost control of the truck after his brakes failed, but he was found guilty on 42 counts, including vehicular homicide, leading to a consecutive sentence of over a century. Legal experts say because Colorado did away with the death penalty, life in prison is the harshest punishment possible.
Once you have 23 felonies with mandatory minimums that are served consecutively, that can quickly add up.
Now, truckers across the country are threatening to stop moving goods to and from Colorado using hashtags like No Trucks Colorado and Don't Drive Colorado to spread awareness on social media. And as of Sunday, more than 4.2 million people have signed a Change.org petition asking Colorado's governor to commute the sentence. A spokesperson for Governor Jared Polis said, "We welcome an application from the defense and will expedite consideration." Families of those killed, though, call the sentence appropriate under the law and say they are the real victims here. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
To the Philippines now, the death toll has risen to more than 200 following the strongest typhoon to batter the country this year. 52 people are still missing. At its strongest, the typhoon packed sustained winds of 121 miles per hour, gusts of up to 168 miles per hour before it blew out to the South China Sea this weekend. The toll is expected to increase because several towns and villages remained out of reach due to down communications and power outages. Restoration efforts are now underway.
Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia has all but delivered a death blow to President Joe Biden's $2 trillion domestic initiative. Manchin says he cannot support the package and has single-handedly thrown his party's agenda into jeopardy. The next steps are highly uncertain. Congress has recessed for the holidays, but some lawmakers are demanding a vote, though that seems unlikely.
A Japanese billionaire, his producer, and a Russian cosmonaut have safely returned to Earth after spending 12 days on the International Space Station. The three made a soft landing in a Russian Soyuz capsule in the steppes of Kazakhstan this morning. The Japanese billionaire, his 36-year-old producer, were the first self-paying tourists to visit the space station since 2009. The billionaire says he plans to travel to space again soon, hitching a ride on a SpaceX spacecraft to the moon as soon as 2023. Right now, it is 4:35, about 47 degrees.
And coming up next, the San Antonio Spurs suffer a setback on the road in Sacramento. We're going to have some highlights next.
Back outside with Live Cam, your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day forecast coming up. I can't believe we're already here, but glad you're with us as we glide right into the holidays on GMSA. Time for a look at morning sports. Spurs on the road last night facing the Kings in Sacramento. First quarter, Lonnie Walker brings the ball up and stops and pops the three. Then Walker kicks it out to Jock Landale for the three, and the Spurs are within two. However, the Kings' Buddy Hield scored 18 of his 29 in the fourth quarter and made 7 threes to help the Kings beat the Spurs 121-114. Hield had 24 points over the final 15 minutes, more than he has scored in all but 3 games this season. Meanwhile, DeJounte Murray had 25 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds for San Antonio. Spurs coming off a 128-126 victory at Utah Friday night. Spurs out-rebounded the Kings, but were outscored 27-11 in second-chance points. Head coach Greg Popovich says his team, quote, just started the game too casually, end quote.
I think we definitely just got to come off wins. More prepared. Ready to play. I think that was the biggest thing. You know, they got out to a little run, and then we got to play catch up the rest of the game, and we just came out flat.
We weren't, for whatever reason, mentally prepared enough to start the game. I don't know if they took it for granted. I don't know if they're so excited about the Utah win. Who knows? But that was a disappointing loss.
Spurs continue their road trip tonight in Los Angeles to take on the Clippers. Tip-off is at 9:30 our time. Then on Thursday, they'll play the Lakers. Spurs return home on Sunday to take on the Detroit Pistons. Due to windy, cold conditions, the Roadrunners held practice at an indoor facility at Capel High School this weekend. The team is getting ready for the Frisco Bowl. The facility has been used by the Dallas Cowboys and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now that running back Sincere McCormick is out to prepare for the NFL Draft, running back Brendan Brady figures he'll see the ball a lot, perhaps as the primary back.
My mindset each and every day is just to come to work like I am the starter. No matter if I'm starter or not starter, playing, not playing, I just want to approach the day as if I am the starter and just to get better and work on myself so that way I can eventually help the team.
Following practice yesterday, Birds Up gave back by helping Frisco Fast Packs. An organization delivers weekend meals to all 72 Frisco ISD campuses for more than 1,400 children to make sure they don't go hungry when school is not in session.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, being with the guys and having a lot of fun and doing something really impactful while we do it, and it's always fun.
Big matchup. Sincere McCormick was right there alongside his handful of teammates at Fast Packs like Frank Harris, Brendan Brady, and Josh Adkins. All right, so the big matchup between UTSA Roadrunners and San Diego State Aztecs is set for 6:30 tomorrow night at Toyota Stadium in Frisco.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
It's been said defenses win championships, but nobody in the NFL might play better D right now than the Cowboys. DeMarcus Lawrence forced a fumble and made 2 other big plays, led to 15 points, and the Dallas defense forced 4 turnovers for a 3rd straight game Sunday against the Giants. Cowboys inch closer to the first playoff berth since 18 with a 21-6 win over the Giants. This has been a strange season for the Cowboys, who also got a touchdown pass from Dak Prescott and a 13-yard touchdown run by Zeke Elliott in winning their 3rd straight game, all on the road. Dak finished 28 of 37 for 217 yards. He didn't throw an interception, but lost a fumble on a strip sack in the 4th quarter. Up next, Cowboys return home to play Washington next Sunday for the second time in 3 games' time. Now to Houston. Texans versus Jacksonville. 2 of the worst teams in the league met each other for a second time this season. First quarter under 2 to play. Texans lead 7-3. Tremont Smith returns the kick 98 yards for another Texans touchdown. And it's 14-3 Texans after 1. They would lead 20-10 at the half. Fourth quarter, Houston gets another 43-yard touchdown, and the Texans put up more points than the Cowboys yesterday. Texans win it 30-16. Over the hapless Jacksonville Jaguars. And that is a look at morning sports.
Congrats to the Texans. Time now 4:42 and about 47 degrees out there. Still ahead, a look at a special type of Christmas tree that highlights the gifts of life-saving organ donors.
Plus, time is running out to get those last-minute Christmas gifts. We'll tell you about this week's deadlines.
Welcome back. It's 4:45. Shipping deadlines for holiday packages are fast approaching. ABC's Deidre Bolton has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a strategy session for last-minute shoppers.
Higher demand equals higher prices. If you are last-minute shopping, are going to pay a lot more.
The clock is ticking loudly to Christmas with just 5 days left until the 25th. Now, you need a strategy. For those who want to stay out of crowded stores, curbside pickup is growing in popularity.
This ends up being one of the most reliable ways to place an order because that item you're ordering is already in stock in a store that's probably less than 5 miles from your house.
Buying online and picking up in store is a great way to go, but supply chain issues may mean your first choice items may not all be there.
There's definitely stuff still in stores and still online, but you may not have the selection.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the information you need to outsmart the Christmas crunch. With your GMA First Look, I'm Deirdre Bolton, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here at home, it's a symbol standing tall at Ingram Park Mall, the Giving Tree.
For the 7th year, Donate Life is hosting the display to share stories of life-saving donors. Lee Waldman has the story.
Looking at Highway 90, you'd never know. This is the place where Max and Gloria Berlin's lives changed forever.
Yeah, my training made it harder.
His training as a military and civilian medic gave him firsthand knowledge of what was happening with his son, William.
Him and his friend apparently ran across Highway 90. They made it across the eastbound side. They almost made it to the westbound side.
They were hit by a pickup truck back in November 2017. William was thrown and taken to the hospital. After 2 weeks there, he died from his injuries.
Even at death, he was able to answer prayers for some people who needed donations.
Unfortunately, William died at the age of 22. He was able to donate kidneys, corneas, and tissue. Their son's story is one of many featured on the Giving Tree, a display by the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center and the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance.
It's to honor all of those who gave the gift of life through organ, eye, and tissue donation.
The need for donors is great.
There's hundreds of thousands of people who need a transplant throughout the year, whether it's organ, eye, or tissue.
By sharing these stories, Frolic and the Berlins hope others will want to be like William and make the choice to become organ donors.
William was always a giving person. Even at death, he gave. And I'm sure he would be very proud of what he did.
And that was Lee Waldman reporting. The lighting ceremony for Giving Tree will be held virtually on the 22nd at 6:30, and you can see it on the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center website.
Let's go back to Mike Osterhage now. Bring him in, talk about our full forecast all the way through Christmas Day and the beginning of winter tomorrow
morning, just before 10 o'clock. And well, kind of feel like it at the time. We're going to have temperatures that will stay cool today and pretty chilly tomorrow morning. And then as we move into the first few days of winter, it's going to be anything but that. So this is what it looked like yesterday. And we still had a lot of those clouds hanging around. And, you know, at times, wanted to kind of thin up. And then in the afternoon, it was just that perfect, almost just perfectly smooth clouds out there that were nice and gray and kept temperatures down. And this morning, as you can see, we are starting off with some clouds, but we do have some clearing out in portions of the hill country and go upstairs in the atmosphere. These clouds are very low and we've got some really dry air upstairs. So as soon as we get rid of these low clouds, which I think is going to happen a little sooner than later, kind of banking on partly cloudy skies this morning, that we are going to have plenty of sunshine around here throughout the rest of today. And as far as temperatures, we've got, chilly conditions. The humidity is still very low, and it's not as though we are going to be seeing, because the last couple of times, we had this nice little taste of cold air, didn't last all that long, and then temperatures and the humidity came back really quickly. The humidity is going to kind of lag behind the temperatures a little bit, so it won't be oppressively humid. As a matter of fact, now, even though we don't see a big increase in humidity tomorrow morning, we'll have some clearer skies. So that's going to allow temperatures to drop down. We'll probably see a little bit of fog tomorrow morning. And yes, the dew points will start to rebound a little bit going into the middle part of the week, but not a huge surge of moisture coming back in here, although they will steadily climb as we go in toward the end of the week and go in toward Christmas. So we'll have somewhat humid conditions around here by Christmas. There's some of the low clouds hanging around here. Got to kind of squint to see the darker shade of gray right there, but they will continue to break up and clear on out. And then upstream from us, there's really not much going on. We've had that low kind of sitting out there in the Pacific Ocean. That's what had helped to give us some of the rain over the weekend. A lot going on up to the north of us, but that's pretty much about it. So it is going to be a very tranquil week. There's not going to be much of anything. Some morning low clouds, maybe, like I said, some fog tomorrow morning as well as Wednesday morning, then plenty of sunshine in the afternoons. 53 degrees today at noon with mostly sunny skies, and then a high temperature today makes it up to 58. So we will be on the cool side of things today. Good looking day, low humidity. Chilly start tomorrow down to 40. So we'll be at or a little bit below where you would expect it to be. And then, of course, winter starts right around 10 o'clock in the morning. We get up to 65 in the afternoon, about a normal high temperature. And then that's it. We'll have coolish mornings, jacket weather by mid-morning, but up in the, or by midweek, I should say, and then up in the mid-70s, upper 70s by Christmas.
You were nice enough to compliment my tie. I must return the favor.
Oh,
you have ornaments on, right?
Yeah, and little Christmas ornaments.
Was it surreal to be adding this to the forecast this morning?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Had to do it yesterday, too. Had the little Christmas wreath on there, so.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just Halloween yesterday?
It was.
Yes, it
literally
was.
just Halloween like last week.
It was, and it'll feel like it, I guess, later this week.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Festive ties look good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yep. Got to celebrate the week.
Yeah.
4:52, about 46 degrees.
And still ahead, moviegoers finally got what the film they've been waiting for. We're going to tell you how Spider-Man smashed records at the box office this weekend.
That's great news for the theater industry. Let's take a look at lotto numbers this morning. Pick 3, 480. That's a fireball of 6. And then daily 4, 9, 4, 3, 6, fireball 7.
Cash 5, 2, 8, 22, 26, 34. And a lot of Texas, 2, 8, 11, 12, 18, 21. Your Powerball numbers, looking at 2, 6, 24, 51, 61, Powerball 1, Power Play 2. Good luck.
Welcome back. A huge opening weekend for Spider-Man, plus COVID is causing problems again on Broadway.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watson.
All it took to get people back into theaters was The Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man No Way Home scored the biggest opening weekend ever for Sony, earning $507.2 million worldwide. That's the third biggest global opening of all time, with a whopping $253 million of that coming from stateside ticket sales, making it also the third biggest domestic opening in history and the biggest ever December debut. Spider-Man No Way Home is also the first pandemic-era film to bow with more than $100 million. With most of the cast and crew staying home, no studio audience, and musical guest Charlie XCX canceling, all due to a spike in New York COVID-19 cases, Saturday Night Live essentially ran a holiday best of over the weekend, anchored by host Paul Rudd and last-minute recruits Tom Hanks and Tina Fey. And actor Jonah Hill is 38 Monday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
And time now, 4:56 and about 46 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, how the Biden administration is gearing up for the next phase of a battle in the 2-year fight against the coronavirus.
And we're going to tell you about TikTok's new service that will cook up some of the trendiest recipes on the app.
And TransGuide right now, very light traffic. A lot of folks are already off for the holiday week, may already be out of town. Yeah, very light traffic, all of these cameras right now. Some of the interstates will be busier, though, as people head out for the Christmas holiday. We'll be right back.
Live KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making news this morning, a bar employee caught in the crossfire of a shooting just north of downtown overnight. We have details coming up.
Plus, top medical officials are keeping a close eye on both the Delta and Omicron variants heading into the holidays.
It was a chilly and partially wet weekend around here. Warm up on tap as we head into winter and the Christmas holiday. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, December 20th.
Thanks for joining us. It is a Monday before Christmas, and I hope you got everything done. But if not, I guess, at least it won't be pouring rain out there for your errands.
That's true. Mike, any rain in the forecast in the run up to Christmas next weekend?
Nothing. We've got we'll have some morning clouds like we have right now and plenty of sunshine in the afternoon. I like how when you said the word winter, it was like, winter? Because the first few days of winter, this is winter? Anyway, 46 degrees right now, and we do have some clouds out there. They're acting like a bit of a blanket. I think we'll continue to drop down maybe a couple of more notches. Light breeze, so a hint of just a hint of a wind chill, and temperatures aren't going too awfully far today. We'll make it up into the upper 50s later on, so we will be about, say, 5 or so degrees below the average, the normal low temperature. The aquifer went up yesterday. Nice jump, 0.8 of a foot, and the allergens. Now, despite the fact that we had those very windy conditions on Saturday, yesterday's mountain cedar count, it had actually gone down a little bit, so we're speculating that maybe some of that rain washed a little bit of the mountain cedar out of the atmosphere, and mold is on the moderate side. Now, we've got lots of low clouds hanging around here, but upstairs in the atmosphere, as you can see, the darker shade of gray in this water vapor imagery, which means the air is really drying out upstairs. So once we get rid of these low clouds hanging around here, we are going to have plenty of sunshine today, and then maybe tomorrow we'll have a couple of low clouds or even some fog in the morning. But for today, very cold this morning. Grab a jacket, although temperatures are still at or even a little bit above their respective normals. And then lots of sunshine later on today, upper 50s, so on the chilly side. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, and we will be starting off about normal for the first day of winter, and then about a normal high temperature in the afternoon. However, we will continue to heat up after that, and the first few days of winter are going to be anything but that. A lot of sunshine, and then by Christmas, upper 70s. And some humidity as well. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority Stephen Cavazos, good morning, sir. What's going on a No School Monday?
No School Monday. For some people, they don't have work, but although we're seeing a lot of light traffic in these shots, that doesn't necessarily mean people that we're not going to see people out there a little bit later. We know a lot of folks could be getting that last-minute shopping in, or maybe they're heading out of town to go visit some family, but this is what we're looking at this hour. 281 at Hildebrand, a very, very light traffic, and for some people, this is a great holiday treat. As you take a look right now, some folks are getting their morning started early with us, but let's take a look at the map, because this is what we're going to probably see for the next few mornings, at least at this hour. Just some quiet roadways, but again, that doesn't mean that it's not going to get a little bit busier later on. We know that some folks are going to get their day started a little bit earlier, so we'll continue to keep a close eye on things. And if you are traveling into San Antonio from any of these communities, the good news, another holiday treat. It is green across the board. I-10 and Bernie, 25 minutes to downtown San Antonio, 26 from 281 and Bulverde, and 25 on 35 from New Braunfels. So again, quiet roadways here in town. If it stays this quiet, we're going to talk construction and, of course, gas prices if you have a road trip coming up. Mark, Stephanie.
Stephen, thank you. New this morning, San Antonio police say a man was shot last night following a fight outside a bar just north of the downtown area. Happened around 11:30 in the 1500 block of North Main Street near McCullough. SAPD says a fight between two groups of people started inside the bar, then spread out onto the street. Police say one group got into a vehicle and then drove past the other group and started shooting. SAPD says a bar employee was hit by gunfire and taken to the hospital with possible life-threatening injuries. A security guard at the bar returned fire at the group, but the suspects got away in their vehicle. This morning, Americans are preparing for another holiday season with COVID.
This time, the nation's top health experts are warning of another COVID surge fueled by the Delta variant, with the new Omicron variant likely to take over in just a few weeks. ABC's Ike Ajachi is in Washington with the latest.
This morning, with less than a week to go before Christmas, health officials are warning Americans about the highly transmissible Omicron variant.
It seems to be overtaking
all the other variants, including Delta, with a doubling time of about 2 to 3 days, which means that this is really something to be reckoned with.
The new variant is now detected in all but 4 states. A new study finds it could spread up to 3 times faster than Delta, and the risk of being reinfected with Omicron is more than 5 times higher than Delta. Right now, health experts say the new surge of COVID is being fueled by the Delta variant. Hospital admissions are up 41% nationwide, causing widespread disruptions. Over the weekend, the NBA postponing 5 games, the NFL moving 3, and the NHL putting 2 more teams on pause due to COVID. In New York City, Broadway shows like Hamilton closing its doors, and Saturday Night Live canceling its live audience just hours before showtime.
Whoa! Where's everybody?
The surge is already putting a strain on hospitals. In Wisconsin, only 4% of ICU beds are available.
And this is getting really scary. I know we are all tired of this. I am tired of this.
New York State is reporting 3 straight days of record infections, more than 22,000 in a 24-hour span. Long lines for COVID testing forming all around the country for Americans looking to travel for the holiday, all while some stores run out of at-home COVID tests.
What the government has been doing now is making investments literally in billions of dollars to get anywhere from 200 million to 500 million tests available per month.
Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
In Lubbock, police searching for a suspect after shots were fired at South Plains Mall last night. Police say one person was grazed, another person suffered minor injuries while trying to get away. Police say this was an isolated incident. The shots were fired in a common area of the mall between stores. Shoppers were briefly locked down in stores, then evacuated from the area. Police are continuing their investigation. This morning, so far, no suspects are in custody.
Police in western Minnesota are investigating what caused the death of 7 people in a home this weekend. Investigators in Moorhead near Fargo, North Dakota say family members had returned to their house and found 4 adults and 3 children dead. Police say right now there are no signs of violence or forced entry and there's no known threat to the public. The medical examiner's office is conducting autopsies to determine the cause of death and to confirm identities.
Monday morning, 5:07, about 46 degrees.
And still ahead, we're going to tell you about Apple's new plans for a bigger iPad.
And up next, how a local organization brought a little joy and light in a season of sadness to hundreds of kids this weekend.
And taking a look outside with live cam, it's cold out there right now. We're at 46 degrees. Bundle up if you're headed off early in the morning. We'll be right back.
Ten minutes past the hour, bringing a little joy and light in a season of sadness. That was the goal of one local volunteer organization as they handed out toys to hundreds of kids this weekend.
Many of those kids and their families are finding themselves far from home. Some of them making their way to San Antonio just a few months ago, all the way from Afghanistan. So from toddlers to teens, there was something for everyone at this toy giveaway on the west side. Some of these kids were standing in a much different line just a few months ago. That's as they fled from Afghanistan when the Taliban resumed control of the country when U.S. soldiers were withdrawn. About 1,000 Afghani refugees were resettled here in San Antonio. Now they're trying to restart their lives.
That we all have an immigrant story and background, and this toy drive is a way of celebrating our diversity and also being able to help strengthen the fabric of our community, our multicultural fabric.
And we're told this event has grown enough to include low-income families as well.
Meanwhile, the holiday cheer continued on the east side at Gospel Vision Ministries for their 16th annual Christmas toy and bike giveaway. Reverend James Robinson says more than 1,700 people lined up this weekend and were ready to receive their gifts. Smiles all around.
Yeah, he looked like he really liked that bike.
He did. Right now it's 5:11, about 46 degrees.
And still had a look at Chipotle's new digital restaurant models.
Up next, how TikTok is expanding its services into your kitchen.
We found the right model. Now what would make you feel comfortable with the price?
Well, no one made me feel more comfortable than my kindergarten teacher, Miss Jane.
This one is special, and this one is also special.
What's really special is saying, show me the Carfax value. You'll get the most accurate price based on the vehicle's accident history. Look for me and stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
Age before beauty? Why not both? Visibly diminish wrinkled skin in just 2 days. Quick Corrector Lotion, only from Gold Bond. Champion your skin.
After a night like this, Crest has you covered. Crest, the official toothpaste of Santa. Follow us at Crest to celebrate the 12 days of Crest Smiles.
5:15, Apple is reportedly working on a bigger iPad. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple may be working on its biggest iPad yet. Bloomberg reports the 15-inch tablet will come with a power plug in the back and a support to mount it to the wall. The company is reportedly also looking to make the larger iPad thicker to accommodate more powerful speakers. Chipotle is about to open its so-called digital kitchen. It will only accept orders placed online or through the chain's app. It will feature a so-called Chipotle drive-through for pickup orders. The first such restaurant will be south of Cleveland, Ohio. And TikTok is set to deliver more than just videos. It is partnering with Grubhub to start a food delivery service. TikTok kitchens will operate out of existing restaurants and will serve dishes made popular by the social media platform. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
It's now 5:16.
And at last check, the roads looked really quiet, but let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
It's expected. You know, we don't have a lot of folks out there this morning, and with maybe some kids staying home from school, a lot of kids actually, and some people not going to work, we're hoping that we can continue to see this trend throughout the morning. But as people do get out on the roadways, obviously things will change as the morning does get going. But right now, things are looking good. Let's take a quick look around town. There we have I-10 at Woodstone. Traffic moving pretty light in that area, and a shot over here at I-35 at AT&T Parkway. A little bit of a blurry shot, but of course we can see those traffic moving through these shots again very smoothly and easy at this hour. Let's go ahead and take you to the map, because although we see a lot of green on the screen, we want to take you all the way up here to I-10 in Kendall County. We have some good news to talk about. There's been a lot of construction going on, some road work out there, but the eastbound ramp to State Highway 46 is going to be reopening today. Now, if you've driven up through I-10, you know that we have seen a lot of TxDOT crews out there working to improve the roadways. This again will be opening today. That is, this will allow for some bridge work so they can move on to that next phase of this extension project there in Kendall County. Estimated completion date, though, we still got to get to spring 2022. So there's still some time, but some good news there. We are making some progress. But one last look around town. There's 281 at Nakoma. Traffic is getting going, and we're going to talk gas prices a little bit later on. We know a lot of people are going to be heading to the gas station, maybe getting ready to see mom and dad later this week.
Yeah, a whole bunch of folks about to fill up and head out.
Yeah. Drove through some of that construction you were talking about a week or so ago. Wow.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention. If you're on the main road, fine, but you get off and then I had to go round and do all this. And,
You just got back, right? I mean, that was weeks ago.
Round in circles for a long time.
We're glad you're here this morning, Mike.
Anyway, all right, this is from a couple of days ago, and if you look closely, it's kind of hard to see, but there is that ring around the moon, and that's because even though you can obviously see the moon out there, there is some moisture way upstairs, or was way upstairs in the atmosphere, and that high up, it's just tiny little ice crystals, and they form little prisms, and so that's what forms that ring around the moon, kind of like a rainbow around the moon. Same thing can happen sometimes on what appears to be a very clear day, and you get that ring around the sun thanks to, again, some of that very fine moisture aloft in the atmosphere. This moisture is very low in the atmosphere. A lot of low clouds hanging around here. They may be kind of stubborn to break up. I'm going for partly cloudy skies later on this morning. Right now, we've got temperatures that are definitely chilly, but they are being held up a little bit because of that layer of clouds on top of us, acting like a blanket. Yesterday, we only mustered 52 degrees, mid-40s in the hill country, thanks to that nice blanket of clouds on top of us. And today, with a little more sunshine, we are going to be warming up, but we're still going to be on the cool side of things. Normal high temperatures right around low 60s, so we'll be about 5 degrees below normal. Nice winter day for the last full day of fall. And then once things change, as far as the seasons change, the weather's going to be changing. Go figure. So as far as any clouds around here, we're not really going to have many today. We may see a couple tomorrow morning. As a matter of fact, with not much in the way of cloud cover overnight, that's going to allow temperatures to drop down. And so as we approach kind of the dew points, we are going to be seeing a little bit of fog to try and form up tomorrow morning, just scattered about the area. Morning clouds, a lot of afternoon sunshine all the way through going in toward Christmas Eve. If you're heading off to Christmas Eve services, it's going to be a fairly pleasant evening, and then Christmas Day, maybe a couple extra clouds around here, and that's pretty much going to be about it. Now, as far as winter temperatures, yeah, it sure does feel like it around most all of the country, including around here, and all that really cold stuff is going to be staying well up there to the north of us. So we've got this low. This is the one that was parked over there just off the Baja of California, and that kept throwing all the energy in our direction and gave us the rain over the weekend. Now that's moving on out of here. We get this somewhat of a northwesterly flow in the atmosphere, so that is going to make for some really nice looking days. It's a lot of sunshine around here. Then the high pressure is going to start to build back in, and all that really cold stuff is pretty much being held up there right along that main flow of the jet stream, and not much is really going to be changing all the way through the end of the week, and like I said, going into Christmas. A very zonal type flow, which means not much going on as far as any weather makers. That's going to be the situation for us, and temperatures, which in our case are going to be about anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees above normal. So today, 53 degrees. Enjoy the jacket weather today throughout pretty much all day long. 58 for a high temperature today with mostly sunny skies. Chilly start tomorrow morning, down to 40, still about where you would expect this time of year, and same thing with the high temperature. Of course, winter begins officially just before 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And pretty much first week of winter is going to be anything but that. Temperature is going to be well up in the mid to upper 70s.
Well, okay, Mike Osterhage. That's just the way the sugar cookie
Crumbles.
or the gingerbread crumbles.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, my sister made our grandmother's world famous sugar cookies and shipped them from Charlotte, North Carolina. I think they arrived Thursday night.
Oh, nice.
They were gone by Saturday night.
Oh,
Gone.
well.
Me and my son, we killed them. Killed them.
Get a picture and send them to her.
Of?
The cookies.
The empty container?
The before picture. Like,
oh, they're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're all gone.
A big thing.
Saving some for your friends.
Sorry. Yeah, I had to get selfish about this one. 522, 46 degrees on your Monday morning.
And coming up next in your morning spotlight, Spider-Man. No Way Home breaks records, plus Adele's 30 tops charts for a fourth week.
Here are all your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 480, Fireball 6. Your daily 4 numbers 9436, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 2, 8, 22, 26, 34. Lotto Texas 2, 8, 11, 12, 18, 21. And your Powerball numbers 2, 6, 24, 51, 61. Powerball 1, Power Play 2. Good luck.
A super heroic opening weekend at the box office kicks off the latest entertainment headlines.
Here's CNN's Douglas Hyde with the Hollywood Minute.
You know, all this is kind of your mess.
Spider-Man No Way Home is smashing box office records. It earned $253 million its opening weekend. That's the third highest debut ever and the best ever debut for the Spider-Man franchise. After only one weekend, it's already the highest grossing film of 2021. Adele's 30 is #1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart for the fourth consecutive week. Taylor Swift was the last female artist to have an album top the chart that long, all the way back in August of 2020. Mama. Are you ready to be part of a holiday mutant toy parade? Yes, that's a thing. They're being held in selected cities across the U.S. Tuesday and feature dolls that have been altered to make noise and music. Everyone is invited to participate, and the toys will be free to take home. You can find more info at makemusicday.org. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
What just happened?
I don't know.
Almost everybody in the studio has the same look on their face. What the heck was that? Anyway, we'll pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah.
526, about 46 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, new details on why health officials say the Omicron variant will soon take over as the primary strain of coronavirus affecting people.
Plus, we'll tell you about an important recall involving dry shampoo and conditioner.
Plus, why Disney content has been pulled from a popular TV service platform.
Some of your favorite meals and snacks may be on the list of unhealthy foods. Turns out they might not be that bad for you. That's ahead on GMSA at 6. Making headlines this morning, top health officials continue to evaluate the Omicron variant as it continues to spread rapidly across the U.S.
A dispute between two groups at this nightclub becomes a bigger problem for someone who wasn't even involved. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. San Antonio police say that man was hit by gunfire during that fight. I'll tell you more about it.
And taking a look outside with live cam, it's a chilly morning after a chilly weekend, appropriate for December, but we will keep you posted on what's going to happen for the rest of the week.
Good morning, everybody. It's the last day of fall, Monday, December 20th.
Happy Monday, happy December 20th. Wow, just Christmas already here. I mean, just days away.
And the big picture, happy winter break for all the moms and dads and guardians and kids out there watching right now. Hopefully you get to sleep in just a little bit this morning.
If they're awake.
If they're awake.
If they're awake. Mike?
If you are heading out on this early Monday morning, grab a jacket. It is pretty chilly out there, although, as you can see, we do have somewhat of a cloud cover, so that's acting actually like a bit of a blanket. We would have been a lot colder than this had we not had these clouds out there. Got some clear skies out to the west, and so that's why it is much colder down in the mid-30s in portions of the hill country. 47 right now. Dew point stands at 39. Not much of a breeze. So with that drier air and no wind, if we didn't have the clouds, yes, we would be down in the low 40s right now. That's going to be the situation, though, tomorrow morning. And as far as wind, there's really not much out there, so we're not dealing with a big wind chill this morning. Maybe just a puff of a breeze here and there. Mountain Cedar, this was yesterday's count, and we were kind of expecting the count to go very high from the windy conditions on Saturday, but it actually dropped down a little bit compared to the previous day's reading, kind of speculating that it was because of the rain that washed some of that mountain cedar out of the atmosphere. The updated count's going to be coming out in a couple of hours, and throughout the rest of today, 58 for high temperatures. So jacket's going to be a pretty good idea. We will have a lot more sunshine today. A lot of sunshine throughout the rest of the week as we finish up, obviously, fall, go in officially winter, which begins tomorrow morning. But it's not going to feel like winter. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos. Pretty quiet out there, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you have to head out in the next few moments, well, we have an early Christmas gift for you. Traffic has been pretty tranquil right now. Let's get a quick look at around town and see how things have been shaping up for this Monday morning. Right now, not seeing a lot of activity out there. 1604 at John P. So you can see we are seeing some traffic moving through that area. Pretty busy out there, but compared to other spots, it is looking busy. But other areas like Loop 410 and I-10 at Proband, it's very quiet. So again, a great way to start the week. And if you do have to head out, you're not going to encounter any big problems. As you can see on the map, the lanes are pretty much wide open for you to enjoy the drive. If you do have to head to work maybe later today, or if you are maybe driving out of town, make sure that you're just driving carefully. As we take a look here at these inbound times, if you're coming into San Antonio, they're green across the board. That's not a surprise there. I-10 coming in from Seguin, we have 28 minutes to San Antonio. We also are looking at 22 minutes from Livonia and 87 and 28 from Floresville on 37. So not too bad right now, I'd say, for this hour, but we're going to continue to watch these roads closely, and again, those gas prices coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. A fight inside a nightclub north of downtown led to a shooting outside. San Antonio police say a man who was hit by the gunfire had nothing to do with any of it. They say tempers flared initially inside the Heat nightclub at North Main and Evergreen. Katrina Weber is there with a live report. And Katrina, how badly hurt was that man?
Well, police described his wounds as being possibly life-threatening. That man's still at a hospital being treated right now. Police say that man actually is a worker who had just stepped outside to offer water to a security guard around 11:30 last night. Someone in a car fired the shots that hit him. Moments earlier, police say there had been a fight inside the Heat nightclub involving two groups of people. One of those groups was still standing outside on the corner when that car drove up and the shots rang out. Officers told us it appears the shooter was aiming for those other people when the worker was hit. They also say that a security guard here fired back at the people in the car who then sped away. So far, police have not found them, and we don't know whether anyone inside that car was hit. Reporting live north of downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Well, we've already been chatting about it this morning. Tomorrow is the first day of winter, another winter with the coronavirus.
And as CNN's Britt Conway reports, new COVID cases are on the rise.
Winter is closing in, and so is COVID.
It is going to be a tough few weeks to months as we get deeper into the winter.
The states on the map in red and dark red are seeing a rise in new cases, like New York, which broke the highest single-day COVID-19 case count Sunday for the third day in a row. The virus is also hitting everything from politics and sports to entertainment and education. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker say they have it. The NFL rescheduled 3 games because of a rise in new cases. 7 NHL teams have been forced to shut down. At least 9 Broadway shows temporarily shut down. And several universities are moving activities and exams from in-person to online. Experts say the Delta variant is driving this latest surge, but given Omicron's speed of spread,
it's going to take over.
Even if Omicron ends up causing less severe infection than Delta, the sheer number of infections it could cause could overwhelm hospitals, which would affect people who need care even if they don't have COVID. Already, COVID patients are taking up more than 20% of all ICU beds across the country. Health experts are pushing vaccination, boosters, and testing.
We really need to flood the system with testing.
Knowing it's likely going to be a long winter.
It is going to be tough. We can't walk away from that.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
The year's wrapping up and the holidays are just days away, but the mayor says that doesn't mean we can let our guard down when it comes to public health.
Here in San Antonio, our COVID risk is still listed as mild, but in other parts of the country, there's concern. So this weekend on Leading SA, Mayor Ron Nirenberg joined GMSA to talk about what 2022 has in store when it comes to the virus, as well as the future of the Alamo City.
So what we're doing right now is obviously working on protecting and enhancing those things that make San Antonio a fun place to be. The work along the Riverwalk and all of our park system are in place. We're having an exciting 2022 bond election coming up in May that is going to be part of investing in our infrastructure and accommodating growth.
Mayor Nirenberg also talked about the status of our hospitals, the need to get more people vaccinated, and the Texas Big Mayors Coalition. You can find the entire conversation right now on our website, KSAT.com. Leading SA is live every Sunday at 8 a.m.
Despite the rise in new COVID cases, air travelers at this time do not appear to be scaling back holiday travel plans. TSA reported screening more than 2 million passengers for a third straight day Sunday. Those numbers nearly double what they were at the same time last year, but they do fall short of pre-pandemic figures. Public health experts suggest that despite new COVID restrictions being enforced in many areas, families do not appear to be canceling holiday plans. Dr. Anthony Fauci says fully vaccinated people should feel comfortable traveling.
In Chile, far-right presidential candidate Jose Antonio Cast has conceded the presidential election to his leftist opponent, Gabriel Boric. At 35, Boric will be the youngest president of Chile since the country's return to democracy in 1990. Boric handily defeated Cast by more than 10 points. Now, Cast tried unsuccessfully to scare voters that his inexperienced opponent would become a puppet of his allies in Chile's Communist Party. Boric, meanwhile, was a student leader in the Chilean capital, rallying against the country's privatized education system.
Back here at home on your Monday morning, 5:38, about 46 degrees.
And still ahead, details on some shampoo and conditioner items that are being recalled.
Up next, look at how Democratic West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin is putting a political piece of coal in the White House Christmas stocking.
And taking a look outside with live cam, the roadways have been pretty quiet this morning, but if you had to head out, you want to grab a jacket this morning. It's 46 degrees. We'll be right back.
The end-of-year holiday season may not be so jolly for the White House.
That's because a sweeping economic and climate package supported by President Biden still doesn't have enough support from the Democratic Party. CNN's John Lawrence has more.
President Biden's Build Back Better bill is dealt a battering blow.
This is a no on this legislation. I have tried everything I know to do.
The nearly $2 trillion package needs full support from the Democratic Party to get through the Senate. And Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia remains a holdout, saying he has concerns about various provisions in the legislation which passed through the House of Representatives last month.
They're just trying to make the adjustment for the time to fit the money, or the money to fit the time, not changing our approach, not targeting things we should be doing.
The president's bill, which was trimmed over the past few months, would boost the nation's deficit by $367 billion over the next decade.
This Build Back Better bill, I think, is an absolute disaster. They don't even know how they're going to implement the infrastructure bill.
Supporters of the bill are upset with Manchin's lack of support.
If he doesn't have the courage to do the right thing for the working families of West Virginia and America, let him vote no in front of the whole world.
All I want for Christmas is a senator that has compassion for the American people and not contempt.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
542, about 46 degrees.
Coming up next, Disney back on YouTube TV for now. After a brief contract dispute, we're going to tell you about the one-time discount YouTube is giving its customers. And welcome back. It's 5:45 in your morning consumer headlines. Procter & Gamble is issuing a voluntary recall of more than 30 aerosol spray products, including dry shampoo and dry conditioner. The recall is due to concerns over the levels of the chemical benzene, which is known to cause cancer. Products from the brands Pantene, Aussie, Herbal Essence, and Waterless are included in the recall. The company says it is pulling the products out of an abundance of caution. You can get specific information about that recall at FDA.gov.
Disney and YouTube TV have reached a deal to put more than a dozen Disney-owned channels, including ABC and ESPN, back on the streaming service. The two had initially failed to reach an agreement before the contract expired. The Google-owned network had announced it was offering its more than 3 million subscribers a $15 discount. YouTube TV now says it will return to its original $65 per month service cost. However, it says it will honor a one-time credit for all impacted members.
And lumber prices are jumping up again. Futures for January delivery are now over $1,000 per 1,000 board feet. That's double what prices were just about a month ago.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
5:46 right now on your Monday morning.
Let's go ahead and check back with Stephen Cavazos. Any life out there on the roadways?
I would say a little life out there on the roadways. Looking a little bit busier, but I promise I have things to talk about today. Let's go ahead and take a quick look around town. Although it is looking very quiet out there, traffic's been moving light in a lot of these spots. People are going to want to be on the lookout for a few things. Let's get to the map because we do have a stall that just came in here off I-10 eastbound at 37, not causing any issues as expected. You saw that trans guide shot. We weren't seeing a whole lot of activity out there. Again, more people will get out. We know that, but thankfully we're not going to be seeing maybe the big morning rushes that we typically would see on a usual work day. But nonetheless, you are going to want to make sure that you're driving carefully this morning, whether your destination is to work, maybe to the mall later, or to the gas station. We have those gas prices I told you about from AAA. Right now, they are reporting the average gas price here in Bexar County is $2.66. Around the state, we are looking at $2.89, and the average gas price around the country is $3.30. We've been talking about these gas prices. They've had a steady dip, but of course, that's all due to the crude oil prices that possibly are expected to go up, according to AAA. So something to keep on the lookout for. And of course, we're going to keep on the lookout for any life on the roadways out there. It's been a quiet morning, guys.
Yes, it has. Thank you, Stephen. Yes. And first thought behind you, I thought that was Lightscape, but it looks like it's SeaWorld.
I thought that was Game of Thrones, like a throne. It looked like a throne. I got to get my eyes checked. It looks cool.
It's very cool looking, though. I think they have something like 9 million lights out there at SeaWorld this year. It's going to be good. If you want to just drive around, look at some of the neighborhood lights this week. This week's going to be fantastic for it because we're going to have not any weather to deal with, basically, and temperatures are actually going to start to go up. But just still grab a big cup of hot chocolate and pile in the car. This morning, though, we do have some clouds. That's acting like somewhat of a blanket, so that's keeping temperatures up slightly compared to where we could be. We could be dropping down into the low 40s and even upper 30s here in town. But again, we've got some of those clouds out there. All right, we are seeing drier air move in here, the darker shade of gray, and you can see this kind of comma-shaped pattern right there. That's that upper low. That's the same one that was sitting off the coast of California, Baja for the past couple of days. This is the one that threw all the moisture in here, kept us in the cloudy conditions yesterday, helped with, well, the front actually, and then in behind that, helped with the rain on Saturday. Now this is finally moving on out, and it's pulling in some of that drier air, and so that's why we're going to be seeing lots of sunshine. We've got clouds hanging around here this morning, and just that little darker shade of gray. They're going to be a bit on the stubborn side. I was hoping that they might start to break up a little bit as the morning rolls on, and it's looking like they may hang kind of tough. So there's the low moving on out. Again, it is still producing some rain around here, but then pulling in drier air. Otherwise, everything else is up there to the north of us, and that's where everything's going to be staying. This low gets on out of here. We do have somewhat of a northwesterly flow in the upper atmosphere, and so that pulls in very nice weather, even though we'll start to warm up as time goes on. We go into the first couple of days of, actually the first week officially, of winter. And at least, like I said, the humidity is going to be on the lower side. High pressure continues to build on in. That's going to continue to keep everything up there to the north of us. That main, right along kind of that green line there would be sort of the main flow of the jet stream, and that keeps all the really cold air, winter weather up there to the north of us. No big storm systems building on in here. That's going to be the case going in toward Christmas. And even that next trough trying to develop out there to the west almost looks like it is going to be staying up to the north. So really, other than perhaps some fog tomorrow morning and these clouds we have around here, we'll have a couple of morning clouds throughout the course of the rest of the week. But other than that, there's just, as of right now, nothing as far as any changes in the weather, except getting warmer. 53 degrees today at noon, mostly sunny skies, and high up to 58. We will be on the cool side today. Obviously not as chilly as it was the past couple of days. And then tomorrow we start off at 40, which is just about a normal low temperature this time of year. 65, pretty close to where it should be in the afternoon for the first afternoon of winter, first full day of winter. We start to warm up, and it gets even warmer and warmer.
Well, this is all backwards.
78 on Christmas.
That's okay. That just means the cool weather will come later, right?
As we've said in years past, for that kind of weather here in South Texas, that's new bike riding weather.
That's true.
You read my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all the outdoor activities.
Yep.
We'll enjoy that.
And a walk after your Christmas Day meal. 5:51, about 47 degrees.
And coming up next, Spider-Man swings to the top of the box office this weekend. We're going to tell you which other films were popular with moviegoers.
Your lottery numbers this morning: pick 3, 480, Fireball 6, Daily 4, 9436, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 2, 8, 22, 26, 34, and Lotto Texas 2, 8, 11, 12, 18, 21. And your Powerball numbers: 2, 6, 24, 51, 61, Powerball 1, Power Play 2. Good luck.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the Omicron variant spreading quickly around the country in 46 states and setting new records in New York. Dr. Ashish Jha is with us to break down what we know about Omicron and what we should do to stay safe for the holidays. You're going to see that and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
Absolute truth. I can do that.
Director Guillermo del Toro's psychological thriller Nightmare Alley had a disappointing debut, opening in 5th place with $2.9 million. Ghostbusters Afterlife scared up a 4th place finish with $3.4 million. Steven Spielberg's West Side Story remake fell from 1st to 3rd with just over $3.4 million.
Many years ago, this candle blessed our family with a miracle.
Encanto held steady in 2nd place for the 2nd week in a row. The Disney animated musical earned $6.5 million.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week
where my life has felt normal.
Spider-Man: No Way Home caught moviegoers in its web, premiering in first place with a whopping $253 million in ticket sales. That's the third best domestic debut of all time and the biggest opening since the pandemic began. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
Lots of kids are now on winter break. Fortunately, there are plenty of free things you can do to keep everyone busy. Right now on our website at KSAT.com, we have a list of family-friendly places around town where you can take your kids. Just look for this article in the Things to Do section of our website. Well, ahead the next hour, GMSA on your Monday morning. If you're planning on hitting the roads this week, and many of you are not alone. We'll tell you when you can expect the busiest travel days. Plus, hundreds of people dead, dozens still missing following a strong typhoon that hit the Philippines. Look at this aerial video from the scene. And well, the latest on an overnight rollover on the city's north side. 2 people sent to the hospital after a bad crash. We'll have more on that. Stephen is here tracking traffic on your Monday, December 20th. Right now, traffic has been very light. A lot of folks are already off for the holiday week. You're looking live at 281 and Hildebrand. A couple other cameras around town. There's 90 at Nogalitos. Again, light traffic. A few more folks on the road in the last 90 minutes or so as traffic is slowly starting to build. You're watching GMSA. More news, weather, and traffic still to come. We'll be right back.
A bullet that police believe was meant for someone else hits a worker outside this nightclub. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you more about it coming up.
Dunkin' Donuts feeling the holiday spirit. They're giving San Antonio customers free coffee today. We'll tell you how you can get some.
That sounds good on a cold morning. Taking a look outside with live cam, we're at 47 degrees, so maybe warm coffee would be ideal.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Because apparently iced coffee is the alternative today. More on that coming up from Dunkin'. Right now, good morning, everybody. It's Monday, December 20th.
Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us. Either coffee would be great for a Monday morning, I think.
That's right. Need some caffeine to get a lot of things done this week. A busy week for some folks, although school is out for just about everybody as winter break has officially begun.
I was thinking hot chocolate, too.
That sounds good.
A bowl of oatmeal this morning.
Yeah.
And next couple of mornings, it'll be chilly, but then in the afternoons, yes, iced coffee will probably be a good idea once we get in toward especially Thursday, Friday, and even Christmas Day, because it's going to be warm out there. You can see off in the distance cloud cover that has been sticking around here, and that has, of course, acted like a bit of a blanket, so kept us in the upper 40s, 50 Stinson, mid-upper 40s, Kelly, as well as at Randolph. Had we not had these clouds, we'd be probably close to about almost 10 degrees lower than that, so it is acting like I said, a blanket. Mountain Cedar did drop down from the previous day's reading. This, despite the fact that we had those strong northerly winds on Saturday, so we think some of the rain washed that out. Of course, the updated count's going to be coming out in about an hour and a half or so. I think we dropped down maybe another couple of notches here and there this morning, but sort of steady. And then throughout the rest of the day, we'll see more sunshine later on today. Some of these low clouds may be a bit stubborn in places. 53 degrees today at noon, and then a high temperature up to 58. So we are going to be slightly below normal for a high temperature, kind of a jacket day all day long. And then tomorrow, nice chilly start. Winter officially begins, and then the warm-up begins. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Not much on the roads this morning, right?
No, and you guys are talking about coffee. Let's say you plan on heading out to grab that cup of coffee right now. You're not going to see any big delays on that trip to the coffee shop. Let's go to a quick look around town, see how things have been shaping up for this Monday morning. It has been a very quiet start to the work week, but we know, again, a lot of folks are already off for the holidays. Kiddos are maybe staying at home today. But if you plan on heading out right now, this is what we have right now. 410 at Callahan. You can see it's getting a little bit busier. 35 at I-37. We did have a stalled vehicle out in that direction, but it looks like it has since cleared out. 410 at Marbach. Again, a pretty quiet start to this Monday morning. And listen, if you have to head out, that's not a bad thing. So as we take a look at the map, we're seeing the same thing reflected right here. The lanes are wide open there. So just make sure that you're driving carefully if you have to head out in the next few minutes. But if you are coming to San Antonio from any of these neighboring communities, you're not going to see any delays either. 28 minutes from Pleasanton on 37, and we have 17 from Lytle. And if you are coming in from Highway 90, we have just 18 minutes at this hour. So again, a quiet start to this new week. We're going to take a look at more construction spots to talk about a little bit later on in this newscast. Mark, Stephanie.
Stephen, thank you. New this morning, a fight between two groups of people has left an innocent bystander hurting.
That man was hit by gunfire that San Antonio police say was aimed at one group outside a nightclub north of downtown.
Katrina Weber is live near the corner of North Main and Evergreen. And you mentioned earlier, Katrina, that was a worker who was shot after unknowingly stepping into the middle of trouble.
Well, that is right. Police say that he had just walked outside to hand a bottle of water to a security guard when he was hit by the gunfire. Now, that shooting, which happened around 11:30 last night, left that man with what police say may be life-threatening gunshot wounds. They told us that someone in a car fired the shots that hit that worker. Police believe the shooter was involved in a fight inside the Heat nightclub moments earlier. They say two groups of people had been fighting inside the business, then things spilled outside. One group was standing on the corner when someone drove up in that car and fired those shots. Police say the security guard was able to fire back at the people in the car, but they sped away, and we don't know yet whether anyone in that vehicle was hit. Reporting live north of downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. The search is on for the person responsible for killing a man on the city's west side. It happened back in October of 2016. Police say they found the body of 37-year-old Angelo Polindo at the intersection of North Sabinas and Lambrano Street. Investigators say several gunshots were heard and a gray colored vehicle was seen speeding away from that scene. If you have any information about this incident, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is on your screen, 210-224-STOP.
And Lubbock police are searching for a suspect after shots were fired at South Plains Mall last night. Officers say one person was grazed, another person suffered minor injuries trying to get away. We are told this was an isolated incident. The shots were fired in a common area of the mall between stores. Shoppers were briefly locked down in stores and then evacuated from the area. This morning, Americans preparing for another holiday season with COVID-19.
This time, the nation's top health experts are warning of another COVID surge fueled by the Delta variant, with the new Omicron variant likely to take over in just a few weeks.
ABC's Ike Ejachi is in Washington this morning with the very latest.
This morning, with less than a week to go before Christmas, health officials are warning Americans about the highly transmissible Omicron variant.
It seems to be overtaking all the other variants, including Delta, with a doubling time of about 2 to 3 days, which means that this is really something to be reckoned with.
The new variant is now detected in all but 4 states. A new study finds it could spread up to 3 times faster than Delta, and the risk of being reinfected with Omicron is more than 5 times higher than Delta. Right now, health experts say the new surge of COVID is being fueled by the Delta variant. Hospital admissions are up 41% nationwide, causing widespread disruptions. Over the weekend, the NBA postponing 5 games, the NFL moving 3, and the NHL putting 2 more teams on pause due to COVID. In New York City, Broadway shows like Hamilton closing its doors, and Saturday Night Live canceling its live audience just hours before showtime.
Whoa! Where's everybody?
The surge is already putting a strain on hospitals. In Wisconsin, only 4% of ICU beds are available.
And this is getting really scary. I know we are all tired of this. I am tired of this.
New York State is reporting 3 straight days of record infections, more than 22,000 in a 24-hour span. Long lines for COVID testing forming all around the country for Americans looking to travel for the holiday, all while some stores run out of at-home COVID tests.
What the government has been doing now is making investments literally in billions of dollars to get anywhere from 200 million to 500 million tests available per month.
Ike Ejachi, ABC News, Washington.
And right now, there is a desperate need for blood donations. That's why the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is hosting several blood drives today and tomorrow. All blood types are needed, but type O blood is extremely critical. It is used in emergencies for 48 counties and over 100 hospitals and clinics in South Texas. You could donate at the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center or at any other blood drives happening around town today. They are each offering incentives for anyone who donates. We have all that information on our website at ksat.com.
More workers around the country in for a raise in the new year. 21 states and 35 cities and counties across the country are set to bump their minimum wage on or around New Year's Day. The federal minimum wage still at $7.25 an hour, right where it has been since 2009.
And happening today, Dunkin' Donuts giving San Antonio customers a free medium hot or iced coffee. You can even add some of their holiday flavors to your coffee, like peppermint mocha or toasted white chocolate. All you have to do is sign up for Dunkin's Reward program. We're going to tell you how you can sign up over on KSAT.com.
Bringing a little joy and light in a season of sadness. That's the goal of one local volunteer organization as they handed out toys to hundreds of kids this past weekend.
Many of those kids and their families finding themselves far from home, some of them making their way to San Antonio just a few months ago, all the way from Afghanistan. So from toddlers to teens, there was something for everyone at this toy giveaway on the west side. Some of these kids were standing in a much different line just a few months ago as they fled from Afghanistan when the Taliban resumed control of the country when U.S. soldiers were withdrawn. About 1,000 Afghani refugees were resettled here in San Antonio, where they're now trying to restart their lives.
That we all have an immigrant story and background, and this toy drive is a way of celebrating our diversity and also being able to help strengthen the fabric of our community, our multicultural fabric.
And we are told the event has grown enough to include low-income families as well.
Monday morning, time check 6:09.
Still ahead on GMSA, fallout in Colorado after a truck driver is sentenced to more than 100 years in jail for his involvement in a deadly crash. We're going to have those details.
And just ahead, a new year means a new season of KSAT Explains. We'll have a preview of what you can expect in 2022.
And the weather this weekend, very chilly, very nice for indoor activities. This morning, same story, 47 degrees, nice and cold, but later this week, things will change. We'll be right back. And welcome back. It's 6:13. A new year means brand new episodes of KSAT Explains.
Brand new season kicks off January 11th. Here's our Myra Arthur with a preview of a few of the topics the team will be covering in 2022.
At this point, there have never been more immigration cases pending.
The pandemic didn't just add to a backlog of immigration cases. It also led to the authorization of a little-known provision in federal law that has essentially shut out migrants looking for asylum for the past 22 months.
It does have a real effect on real people.
Critical scientific research is being done right here in San Antonio at the Texas Biomedical Research Institute. Much of that research with the help of animal testing.
The benefit is that our studies on animal health help us with human health.
Playing video games is something a lot of people consider just a hobby, but in the past several years, more parents, educators, and businesses are seeing the opportunities in esports.
In the last 10 years, we went from pretty much no scholarships, no space, no internships, no jobs, and that is changing pretty rapidly.
The Edwards Aquifer is the primary source of drinking water for millions in South Central Texas. So how does it work? And what's being done to keep our drinking water clean?
The biggest challenge moving forward is making sure that the aquifer remains sustainable in the face of a number of different potential risks or threats.
Again, the new season debuts on January 11th. You can watch previous episodes of KSAT Explains on demand. You can go to ksat.com/explains or scan the QR code on your screen right now. And a warning from the airline industry. The FAA says it has concerns about potential interference by new FG wireless technology on some airplane safety systems. And officials are telling airlines to start making plans if flights have to be restricted at dozens of airports when 5G towers are turned on next month.
If you're hitting the road for the holidays, you won't be alone. That's why it's so important to plan ahead and give yourself plenty of time. According to AAA, more than 109 million people are expected to take a road trip between December 23rd and January 2nd. Experts say the worst days for delays will be December 27th and 28th as people travel to destinations to celebrate the new year.
And that video we're looking at with all the cars, much different from what we're seeing right now outside of those TransGuide cameras.
Yeah, very different. My folks are coming up this week as well, and so I'll have to let them know about those dates, and maybe I can keep them here a little bit longer, and maybe my mom can do
Good
some
plan.
cooking. Yeah, I love my mom's cooking here, so If she's watching, hey, just a heads up. All right. And a heads up if you are heading out the door in the next few moments. It's been a pretty light morning as we've been talking about it. It is getting busier. Granted that we know that at this hour, more folks are waking up and getting their day started early. And you can see that the shots here at TransGuide show that traffic is picking up at 1604, 410 at Culebra. We are seeing a little bit of a busier shots here again from TransGuide, but there's not really been a whole lot of issues to discuss in terms of delays or slowdowns. It's just traffic, and right now we're not complaining about it. Let's show you the map because it is pretty much green on the screen, and again, really great way to start the week. But as we bring you into 35, right near the AT&T Center, we do have a stalled vehicle there off I-35 northbound at South New Braunfels, so just watch out for that. And we talked about some construction happening up here at I-10. This is a big deal because there's going to be a reopening there of the eastbound ramp to State Highway 46. There's been a lot of activity off of I-10. If you've driven up to Bernie, for instance, that will be open today, and that will allow for the next phase of that project, which will be some bridge work. So again, something to be on the lookout for. It should be expected to be completed by spring of 2022. Forgot to get rid of these inbound times, but if you want to check that out, it's green across the board, so that's expected if you are coming to San Antonio from any of these communities. But again, these shots at TransGuide, traffic's picking up, but thankfully no big issues to report at this hour. Guys?
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
Thank you. And a cool morning for now.
Yes, and tomorrow's going to be another chilly morning. Still need a jacket even going in toward Wednesday, Thursday, and even with low temperatures in the 50s, that still requires a jacket. But yeah, this morning is pretty chilly out there. We've got temperatures now in the 30s and 40s. The cloud cover here in town has acted like somewhat of a blanket, and we don't have much of a breeze out there. Fairly dry air. So had we not, we got 2 of the 3 ingredients for really cold temperatures. But that blanket of clouds has prevented things from getting even colder than down to about where they could have gotten given our conditions. All right, take a look outside. Once again, oops, let me go past to a different picture. We already had that one, and there we go. This is one, again, out there at SeaWorld, and it is Snovis instead of Elvis. I didn't know there was a snowman Elvis, but
there is now.
There is now.
Love it.
Okay, what would be a good song? I can't think offhand. What would be a good song that Snovis could
Something
sing?
with cold in it?
Well, I don't know, because Elvis sang quite a few Christmas carols. I think he probably even did a Christmas album back in the day.
Yes,
I have it. Yes, he did.
I think you just answered your own question then.
There you go. Have the Christmas theme.
Anyway.
Silver bell.
Got to be an octave
Very
lower.
good. I like that. All right, there's the cloud cover, the blanket of clouds we have on top of us. Fairly low clouds hanging on right now. Speaking of Christmas, sneak peek in toward Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It's not going to feel like it. Mid to upper 70s, and low temperatures will be right around the mid 50s. So maybe if you are heading off to relatives' houses to enjoy Christmas, it's going to be fairly mild out there. Water vapor looks at the moisture upstairs in the atmosphere. As you saw, we've got the cloud cover here, fairly low clouds, and now we've got really dry air moving on in here. And this is kind of on the heels of the system which gave us clouds and the rain over the weekend. And we're not really going to be seeing, even though temperatures are going to be going up, we're not going to be seeing an immediate jump in the humidity. So that's some good news. We'll obviously see a little bit more humidity in the next about 24 to 36 hours, but not anything too extreme. The one thing, though, with clear skies tonight, that is going to allow temperatures to drop down even further, and we'll get closer to these dew point temperatures tomorrow morning. So we may start off with a little bit of fog around the area, but eventually the humidity is going to be coming back into the picture. So yes, by Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, it is going to be slightly on the humid side along with being on the warm side. So the forecast today, pretty much keep a jacket handy all day long. I think we'll see more sunshine at noon. The low cloud is going to be kind of stubborn, though. 53 degrees at noon, and then a high temperature is going to make it all the way up to 58. Plenty of sunshine around here, and winter officially begins 9:58, just about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it will pretty much feel like a first day of 40s and then mid 60s, and then after that it's not going to feel much like winter. And as you saw, we're going to be in the mid to upper 70s heading in toward Christmas weekend. Steph, Mark.
The Cowboys continue to solidify themselves as one of the best teams in the NFL. We're going to recap.
There's a different way to treat HIV. It's once monthly injectable Cabenuva. Cabenuva is the only once-a-month complete HIV treatment for adults who are undetectable.
Cabenuva helps keep me undetectable. It's 2 injections given by my healthcare provider once a month.
HIV pills aren't on my mind.
I love being able to pick up and go.
Don't receive Cabenuva if you're allergic to its ingredients or taking certain medicines which may interact with Cabenuva. Serious side effects include allergic reactions, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If you have a rash and other allergic reaction symptoms, stop Cabenuva and get medical help right away. Tell your doctor if you have liver problems or mental health concerns, and if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or considering pregnancy. Some of the most common side effects include injection site reactions, fever, and tiredness. If you switch to Cabenuva, attend all treatment appointments.
With once a month Cabenuva, I'm good to go.
Ask your doctor about once monthly Cabenuva.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
It's been said defenses win championships, or perhaps nobody's playing better defense right now in the league than the Cowboys. Dallas is another step closer to their first playoff berth since 2018 with a 21-6 win over the Giants on the road yesterday. Up next, Cowboys return home to play Washington on Sunday Night Football. That game is set for 7:20. Houston Texans also on the road yesterday, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a battle of two of the worst teams in the NFL. Both clubs going into this game at 2-11 on the season. Houston gets this one. Final Jacksonville wins it 30-16. Actually, Houston won this one 30-16. Next up for Houston, Texans will host the LA Chargers coming up Sunday at noon.
I know the Texans were excited with that
Yes,
win.
they were.
Time now, 6:25 and 47 degrees out there. Still ahead on GMSA, we're going to have the latest on an overnight rollover on the city's north side that sent 2 people to the hospital.
And a Houston area young man with a bright future killed on his way home from College Station. We'll have details on the death of a Texas A&M student athlete.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide. Some people on the roadways now, but just not as many as we see usually on a Monday morning. We'll be checking back with Stephen in just a minute.
A stray bullet takes down a worker outside this nightclub. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. San Antonio police say he was hit by that shot during a fight that didn't even involve him. I'll tell you more about it.
Outside with live cam, we've got some clouds and it's chilly out there in the mid-40s, so it's going to be cool for the last day of fall and warm for the first day of winter. Got it? Okay, good. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, December 20th.
Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, we got it. I mean, it's South Texas. You know, it's okay. We can handle it.
It's a bit confusing, but Merry Christmas, everybody. Here's Mike with a look at your Christmas forecast.
Okay, first day of winter will still be just about normal.
Right.
Okay.
It's the first week of winter. So
That becomes abnormal.
Yeah, including Christmas. Gonna be very much on the warm side. This morning we are starting out pretty chilly, and we would have gotten a lot colder, but there's a pretty good cloud cover out there right now, so that has been kind of our blanket, if you will. Temperature is at 48 degrees, so we're still about 5-6 degrees above the normal low temperature. Got fairly dry air, no wind to deal with, but again, it's that cloud cover. But out there in portions of the hill country, it is much chillier. Fredericksburg, 34 degrees, so obviously it may be freezing in your backyard, some of the low-lying areas in the hill country. 36 Kerrville, Rock Springs 37. So there's the big difference between hill country and here in town, where there are some clearer skies. Mountain Cedar, this was yesterday's count on the heels of the windy conditions on Saturday, but it did actually drop down, and it's probably because the rain washed some of that out of the atmosphere. Mold is on the moderate side. The updated count is going to come out in about a half hour or so. So some clouds hanging around here, cold this morning, and then lots of sunshine. But we only make it to the upper 50s later on today, although that is warmer than yesterday's 52 degrees. And tomorrow, yes, we are going to be starting off on the cool side, down around 40, about mid 60s. But then things do start to heat up for the rest of the week, and by Christmas we are going to be in the upper 70s around here. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos, and good thing is you haven't had a heck of a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, traffic's so light, it feels right, Mike. As we take a look right now, 64 John Peace, it's getting a little bit busier on the roadways. You can see from these shots at TransGuide, we have a few more folks out there. If you've been with us throughout the morning, you've seen that progression with more vehicles again on these roadways, but we're not seeing problems that are going to cause big delays right now. Just a little bit of traffic, but not what we would normally see on any ordinary Monday. So some good news, it's some holiday traffic, but right now if you are going to be heading out, a few things to be on the lookout for, just a few things. But I want to bring your attention right over here. We told you about this stall off I-35 northbound at South New Braunfels near the AT&T Center Parkway. Realized I had it off of I-10. It was right here off 35, so just watch out for that vehicle. We also have another stall right over here off US 90 eastbound at General McMullen Drive, not causing issues. Again, there's not a lot of folks out there, just things to be on the lookout for. If you are coming into San Antonio from any of these neighboring communities, 27 minutes from Pleasanton on 37, 16 from Lytle on 35, and Highway 90, 19 minutes. So we've been seeing that pattern throughout the morning. Lots of green lanes, lots of open roads right now, but obviously getting a little bit busier with traffic picking up there. We're going to continue to keep a close eye, but as always, make sure you have your eyes on the road as well. Mark?
Stephen, thank you. San Antonio police believe a bullet meant for someone else hit a worker outside a nightclub just north of downtown. Gunshots were fired from inside a car near the corner of North Main and Evergreen Streets.
Katrina Weber is there now with a live report. And Katrina, you mentioned that police believe this was related to an earlier fight.
Well, that's right. Police say that fight happened inside the Heat nightclub here behind me, but the trouble continued beyond its doors. The police got a call around 11:30 last night about a shooting. They say that there were two groups of people involved in a fight earlier inside the nightclub. After those people left, the shooting broke out. Police say one group was still standing on the corner when someone in a car drove up and began shooting. A worker had just stepped outside at that moment to bring water to a security guard and was hit by the gunfire. Police say the security guard fired back and the car sped away. Now, the worker who was shot was taken to a hospital with what police say may be life-threatening wounds. The car got away. The people in the car got away. It's still unclear whether anyone in that car was hit by the shots that were fired back by the security guard. Reporting live north of downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Katrina. An overnight crash on the north side sends two people to the hospital. Police arrived at the intersection of Woodlawn and Blanco just after 1 this morning. Investigators say the driver of a car was trying to turn left onto Blanco and crashed head-on with a truck with a man and woman inside. Two people were taken to the hospital. They are expected to be okay. Police say the driver of the car is being assessed for a possible DWI.
This morning, we want to let you know an Amber Alert is still active for a missing 14-year-old girl from North Texas. Haley Giandoni was last seen yesterday around 6 p.m. in Fairview. That's just northeast of Dallas. She's 5'4", weighs about 170 pounds, was wearing a gray sweatshirt, camouflaged leggings, Investigators still looking for a suspect connected to her disappearance, but no description of that person has been given at this time. If you have any information, you're asked to call Fairview Police. The number at the top of the screen in that red banner, it's 972-886-4211.
A Texas A&M student athlete is dead after a car crash. Investigators say Chance Gibson was on his way home for the holidays to the Woodlands near Houston at the time of the crash. The university said Gibson competed in the Aggie Opener 5K and the Texas A&M Invitational 8K during the fall cross-country season. He was only 18 years old and had just completed his first semester at A&M. Funeral arrangements are still being made.
To Colorado now, where outrage is growing after a truck driver was sentenced to more than 100 years in prison for a deadly crash.
Now some of his fellow truckers are threatening to boycott the state, and millions of people are coming to their side.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert explains.
I don't know why I'm alive. Even after a passionate plea to a judge, a truck driver was sentenced to 110 years in prison for a fiery and deadly pileup on a Colorado highway. Now, outrage online is sparking backlash from truckers across the country. Rohel Aguilara Medeiros was sentenced after a jury found him guilty for the tragic Colorado wreck in 2019. His big rig slammed into dozens of stopped cars, caused an explosion, killing 4 people. Aguilera Medeiros claimed he had lost control of the truck after his brakes failed, but he was found guilty on 42 counts, including vehicular homicide, leading to a consecutive sentence of over a century. Legal experts say because Colorado did away with the death penalty, life in prison is the harshest punishment possible.
Once you have 23 felonies with mandatory minimums that are served consecutively, that can quickly add up.
Now, truckers across the country are threatening to stop moving goods to and from Colorado using hashtags like No Trucks Colorado and Don't Drive Colorado to spread awareness on social media. And as of Sunday, more than 4.2 million people have signed a Change.org petition asking Colorado's governor to commute the sentence. A spokesperson for Governor Jared Polis said, "We welcome an application from the defense and will expedite consideration." Families of those killed, though, call the sentence appropriate under the law and say they are the real victims here. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
To the Philippines now, the death toll has climbed to more than 200 following the strongest typhoon to batter the country this year. 52 people are still missing. At its strongest, the typhoon packed sustained winds of 121 miles per hour with gusts up to 168 miles per hour before it blew out into the South China Sea this weekend. The toll was expected to increase because several towns and villages remain out of reach due to down communications and power outages. Restoration efforts are underway right now.
Today, President Joe Biden will meet with his COVID-19 response team as COVID cases surge across the country.
The virus is hitting everything from politics and sports to entertainment and education. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker say they both have it, and the NFL rescheduled 3 games because of a rise in new cases. At least 9 Broadway shows are temporarily shut down, and several universities are moving activities and exams from in-person to online.
Experts say Delta is driving the surge, but Dr. Anthony Fauci says Omicron will take over. The sheer number of infections could overwhelm hospitals, which would affect people who need care, even if they don't have COVID.
Now, tomorrow, President Biden is scheduled to make remarks on the variant and new steps the administration is taking in the battle against the coronavirus. Back here at home, our COVID risk in San Antonio is still, for now, listed as mild.
But as 2021 begins to come to a close, there are a lot of questions on the horizon as we look ahead to 2022.
Mayor Ron Nierberg joined Leading SA this week and talk about the future of the Alamo City.
We know 2021 was about so much more than just the pandemic. We saw a lot of people, a lot of businesses moving to Texas and moving to San Antonio. But in terms of COVID right now, we're in the process of recovering from the economic repercussions of the pandemic and working to fight off the virus while simultaneously working to continue the growth of local businesses. The mayor joined us. We talked about a lot, including plans for 2022. Here's a bit of our conversation.
That includes our Alamo Promise program, where every high school student who graduates from Rivera County High School is eligible for community college education at no cost. And we're also working with a program called SA Ready to Work that will launch at the beginning of the year to help retrain underemployed San Antonians to take jobs that are available here in our community in industries that are growing and that employers need work, we're helping folks be eligible for those jobs by training them and equipping them with the skills that they need.
We talked about the status of our hospitals, the necessity of people getting vaccinated, and more people getting the booster, plus the Texas Big City Mayors Coalition. You can find the entire conversation right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. We have Leading SA every Sunday at 8 a.m., so we'll see you next Sunday. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Max. 6:39, about 47 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, some foods get a bad rap, but are they really that unhealthy for you? The answer is coming up next. And welcome back. It's 6:43. Chipotle is about to open its so-called digital kitchen. It will only accept orders placed online or through the chain's app. It will feature a so-called Chipotle lane drive-through for pickup orders. So the first such restaurant will be in Ohio.
Chipotle, that's cute. Yes. All right, TikTok is set to deliver more than just videos. It's partnering with Grubhub to start a food delivery service. TikTok kitchens will operate out of existing restaurants and will serve dishes made popular by the social media platform.
Speaking of foods, the list of foods with negative health effects never ending. That list probably includes some of your favorite snacks.
But did you know some of those foods might not necessarily be bad for your health? RJ Marquez has the details.
Red meat has been given a bad rap lately with its association with heart disease and type 2 diabetes. But a study from Harvard University found that risk is associated more with the processing of meat. So hot dogs, bacon, and cold cuts have higher associated risk than steak. Steak is also a good source of protein and iron.
Dairy gets a bad reputation, especially lately, but in reality, cow's milk is actually very nutrition dense. So I personally am a fan of dairy. It has our vitamin D, it has our calcium.
What's better for you, Lay's baked potato chips or Lay's regular potato chips? U.S. News and World Report says the baked chips are cooked in genetically modified corn oil and contain Torrelia yeast, which is used for flavoring in processed foods, including pet food. They also contain up to 50 flavor chemicals, while regular chips are made from real potatoes and cooked in vegetable oil. So, the verdict, the original chip may be a better choice. When it comes to liquor, tequila may be the way to go. It is plant-based and does a better job at metabolizing into our system, meaning less of a hangover, less inflammation, and belly fat.
I don't necessarily believe that there's any good foods, bad foods, because what ends up happening is if we think too much, like let's say about a bad food or a societal bad food, then that's all we can think about.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
A footnote, pizza doesn't always have to be unhealthy. Homemade pizza topped with lots of veggies, tomatoes, and low-fat cheese can be a good source of vitamin A and C.
And it's also another way to sneak in veggies into your kids' meals.
Yeah, but keep that part on the down low.
The secret.
Yeah, okay. 6:45. Let's check on traffic. Here's Stephen.
Everything that was just mentioned in that story and what you guys were talking about. I had pizza yesterday. I had a steak on Friday. Can't remember Saturday's meal. Oh, turkey chili. So
you're not alone, buddy. I had all three of those things as well this weekend.
Well, on the right track.
Great minds think alike.
Or great stomachs.
Yes. happy belly today. And you're going to be a happy driver today if you have to head out the door in the next few moments, because right now things have been pretty quiet. As we've been saying throughout the morning, I-10 at Program, it's getting a little bit busier when we see these shots at TransGuide. There's 35 in the upper level, and you can see that we have more folks out on the roadways, but nothing big to report in terms of slowdowns or crashes, thankfully, if you are heading out the door again in the next few moments. Just watch out for this stall, because this was detected off Loop 410 westbound at Broadway Street. You can see it's not impacting traffic just yet, but we'll watch it very closely. And we do want to talk about what we've been seeing here. Lots of green on the screen, and we anticipate that this will likely be the same situation as we continue and get closer to Christmas, because we know a lot of people will be staying home. But if you have to maybe travel, we have those gas prices from Chipotle. Right now, they report $2.66 the average gas price in Bexar County. Around the state, $2.89, and around the country, we are looking at $3.30. So something to keep in mind if you have to head to the gas station again before your big road trip. But right now, things in town have been looking pretty swell. Guys.
Agreed. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, not too bad. That's cool behind you.
Yeah. Love this picture of the Blues Brothers snowmen. Yeah. We were all trying to sing all the Blues Brothers song and recite lines from it. So then when was that? Back in the late 70s?
I thought it was early 80s.
When it came out.
One of your favorite cameos was Carrie Fisher?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't remember that she was in that. So it originally came out in 1980 with Mr. Aykroyd and Mr. Belushi. That's the one you said, right?
Yeah, I said early 80s. I win.
And the cameo, Aretha Franklin and Ray Charles were in it. And
quite the cast. James Brown was in it too.
And who?
James Brown.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Ton of people were in that. All right, back to the topic at hand. We've got a lot of clouds hanging around here this morning, and that's acted again like a blanket. So that has kept temperatures up a little bit more here in the metropolitan area. Lower temperatures where there's a bit more in the way of some clear skies out there in portions of the hill country. So we've actually stayed about 5-6 degrees above the normal average low temperature. We've got some fairly dry air in place. So in theory, we could have dropped down even further this morning. Didn't have much of a breeze to deal with. But with the cloud cover, that kept temperatures up. Now, we're going to be very comfortable again tomorrow morning. We're going to be on the chilly side again tomorrow. Then humidity, it's not just going to like jump back in here, but we are going to see humidity go up as we go through the course of the first few days of winter. So it's going to be leaning toward the warm and somewhat humid side, especially as we head in toward Christmas. All right, here's the long-range computer model. Nothing going on the next couple of days. We'll have a few clouds. Tomorrow we may actually have a little bit of fog around the area. A couple of morning clouds here and there, maybe one or two of them, but really not much throughout the rest of the week, nor even into Christmas Day, an extra cloud or two, and that will pretty much be about it. There's the low that gave us the rain over the weekend. We had the front move through here, of course, on Saturday, one rainmaker, and then this moved on in, and that kept the clouds around yesterday, and now that's continuing to move out. On the backside of it, we've got dry air moving in, so that's why we're going to have some beautiful sunshine around here. And then that high is going to start to build in. So that keeps everything pretty much up to the north. And we're going to be getting into more of a zonal pattern, which means all these upper level wind lines, the jet streams running just about straight west to east. We don't get any weather makers in here, and temperatures, well, in our case, are definitely going to be going up into the upper 70s by the end of the week and going into Christmas weekend. So the forecast today, we're going to keep probably some stubborn clouds hanging around here. I was hoping they'd break up a little bit sooner, but they're acting kind of stubborn. But we will have a little more sunshine at noon, 53 degrees, and then a high temperature today up to 58. So still about 5 degrees below normal. Now tomorrow, we start off on the chilly side again, right around 40, and winter officially begins just before, a couple of ticks before 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll make it to the mid-60s, roughly a normal high temperature tomorrow. Then for the first full day of winter, it will definitely be on the warm side and continue to get warmer as winter progresses.
And that's okay. We can do outdoor activities for the kids who get outdoor.
Again, always the optimist.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
It'll be good. It'll be okay.
At least one of us, yes.
No.
Thanks, Steph. Right now, 6:50, about 47 degrees. Spurs were on the road last night facing the Kings. Silver and Black lose this one 121-114. DeJounte Murray led the way for San Antonio with 25 points. Silver and Black continue the road trip tonight in L.A. to take on the Clippers. Tip-off a late one, 9:30 San Antonio time. Thursday, they'll play the Lakers, and then the Spurs return home on Sunday to take on the Detroit Pistons.
They all look like late starts except for Detroit.
Those West Coast games get you every time.
Yeah, they do. Time now, 6:50 and 47 degrees out there. Have you been a victim of a skin myth? Well, tomorrow on GMSA, we're going to ask the experts about what to believe and what not to believe.
Let's go outside with live cam, waiting for the sun to come up on this last day of fall. Quite a few clouds out there. Yeah, it's light jacket or jacket weather this morning, but a warm up on tap. A recap of your forecast, and we'll check back in with Stephen Cavazos one more time before Good Morning America after this.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the Omicron variant spreading quickly around the country in 46 states and setting new records in New York. Dr. Ashish Jha is with us to break down what we know about Omicron and what we should do to stay safe for the holidays. You're going to see that and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
The holiday season is a special time. It can also be a difficult one for families who don't have a lot. That's why community leaders are coming together to help those that need it most.
Today on GMSA at 9, we will be live on the city's east side where a local community center is continuing a long-standing holiday tradition of making sure every family has a good holiday.
Details on the gift giveaway today at 9.
And for now, let's go ahead and take a look at traffic with Stephen Cavazos.
It's been a tranquil morning on the roadways as we keep a close eye on things. Here's what you can expect if you're heading out. Just a lot of light traffic getting busier, of course, as more people are getting out on the roadways. We have Loop 410 at Gulebra Road picking up on some of these spots, but no big issues that are going to cause delays, just some stalls. Take a look here, Loop 410 westbound at Broadway Street. We've had that there for just a little while now, but we have a new one that popped up here along 1604 southbound at US 90. Wider look, the map does show we've been off to to a very nice start for this as we get closer to the holiday this week. Mike.
Thank you very much, sir. Lots of clouds hanging around here this morning. We're not even seeing any hint. I know the sun didn't come up for about a half an hour or so, but no glow out there because of that cloud cover. We will see more sunshine, though, later on today. 47 here in town, and then about 10 degrees cooler in the hill country where there has been some clear skies this morning. 53 at noon, 58 for a high temperature. So the last full day of fall is going out feeling like winter, and then we just kind of flip-flop things. 65 tomorrow for the start of winter, and then mid to upper 70s by the end of the week, and it's going to be pretty warm and kind of on the humid side for Christmas.
That's a Texas-looking Christmas weekend if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can save on the electric bill as far as a heater goes. Yeah. For a little bit.
Run your air conditioning bill.
I'll go tanning on Christmas.
Yeah, right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 9.